everybody, it's Muscle Car Campy and we're back, this time with a 1968 Firebird 400 convertible. Before we take a dive into this car, I want to remind everybody, hit the subscribe button and then ring the bell up top so you get notified every time a new video goes live. By this time, it's common knowledge that the Firebird and Camaro both appeared during the 1967 model year. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the Firebird came a few months later. The reason being, in the beginning, John DeLorean, who was the head of Pontiac at the time, didn't really want anything to do with the Firebird. He was interested in bringing to market a two-seat convertible called the Banshee. It was a pretty cool looking car, looked a lot like the 68 Corvette from a theme standpoint. However, GM upper management knew the big money was in the pony car market. The Mustang came on and within a year it sold over 1 million units. They knew that that's where the profits were. The Corvette had been around since 1953 and was just starting to make big money by this time. So they told John DeLorean, take the Firebird or you get nothing at all. So they went on a kind of a crash program to get the Firebird ready, and I think it came out around January or February of 1967 as opposed to early in the model year, which is when the Camaro came out. In 1968, production exploded to over 107,000 units, and this Firebird is one of them. It's owned by Dave Marquis, and he competes in the Florida Muscle Car Drags with it, and he's actually building it up at the moment to compete in the factory appearing stock tire class, and that's why we found this car to be so fascinating. We saw it at the Florida Muscle Car Drags earlier this year, and it was really running strong.
Hi, I'm Dave Marquis, and this is my wife's 68 Firebird convertible that she allows me to drive on occasion. She bought it in 2001, drove it a few times, had some problems with it, and didn't drive it anymore after that. So I kind of took it over, and now about 2017, I started racing with F.A.S.T, which is factory appearing stock tire. Shortly after we started racing with them, we put a 455 cubic inch engine in it. It's stock appearing. It runs much better now. It runs better on the street and on the track, actually. The camshaft in this engine is it's a Butler and Comp Cam's hydraulic roller. The duration is 230 thousandths on the intake and 236 on the exhaust. That's at 50 thousandths, and the lift is 510 in the intake and 521 in the exhaust, with the lobe separation being 112. So after we had the engine dynoed, it made 430 horsepower. We had it in the car for a while. We're running mostly low 13s with an occasional high 12. I wanted to get it more consistently in the 12, so we ended up putting a set of ported heads on it and changed the rocker arm ratio from the 1.5s to the 1.65s that are on it now. Just recently, the last time I blew up the transmission, which is last August at the Pontiac Nationals, we pulled the transmission out and had it rebuilt, and when we put it back in, I got a PTC 3000 stall converter put in there to replace the Hughes 2500 stall converter. That seems to have helped a lot. I used to launch this car about 2,000 RPMs. If I tried any faster than that, it would push me through the beams. Now I can stage it at 2,500, and it pulls pretty good now. I was able to run a 1261 in Norwalk, Ohio, where the density altitude wasn't great. It was over 2,000 feet. So that surprised me. I didn't think it would ever run that kind of speed at that track. So my best quarter mile ET to date is a 12:59 at almost 109 miles an hour. I did that a couple of years ago, and I only race with these bias-ply tires per the class rules. Even when I go to test and tunes, I don't bother putting drag radials on it, because then when I go back to a stock tire race, I struggle to try to get the car to hook again. This car has always hooked pretty well. I found that the cheapest way for me to get this car to hook well is just to leave the stock worn out suspension alone, and the only thing I've changed on it is I I put some inexpensive Summit drag shocks on the front and the back. The backs I have them set as stiff as they go, and the fronts I have them in a medium setting. So the front end comes up pretty nice. The back end squats a little more than I would like, but at this point it's going to become more of a street car in the future, so I probably won't change that.
All right, everybody, this is Muscle Car Campy saying ciao for now. We'll catch up with you soon. Got lots more cool cars coming your way. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell in the corner so you get notified every time a new video goes live. We got some great stuff coming up and you won't want to miss any of them.